How convenient. He was traveling to the other mosque, the Linwood Mosque, 3 miles away. Not like 8 miles, but, like Eminem, but only 3. And then, conveniently enough, there was a scare at the Masons Hall, Michigan campusing the camp of the Saints. I mean, the campusing the camp of the Saints, and then it's come to find out. Look, it's only a scare of balloons popping, and as my suspicion grows stronger and stronger about that Kleck character, well, he just so happens to have balloons showing in his caption of his, almost like the way true prophets have, they already know ahead of time, like things like that kind of happen, and then they just, conveniently enough, like some kind of incident happens where it's like a balloon popping situation. It's, there are a lot of coincidences that happen. That's probably just one of them. It's probably a coincidence that Stephen James Sean lives in Linwood, Michigan, and within the 24-hour period, there was an incident at Linwood, and there was an incident at Michigan, and as the king of media, you would have that control to just, it's like, I mean, you love dropping breadcrumbs, Steve, don't you? To see who can pick them up and, put them all together as a piece of bread, and then feed their flock. Like, here's, I picked up all the crumbs here. I molded it into a piece of bread. Here you go, guys. You chew on this. And the Kleck character, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe it's so damn coincidental that it's like, maybe he's just a true prophet, Maybe he just is. I mean, he's been probably on YouTube for a long time, right? Usually the people that are on YouTube a long time, I don't know, it's like, I mean, because when you got RFB bragging how he's been on YouTube since 2010, and then when I popped up 9 months after, and I made a video about him, he started talking about people that, you don't want to listen to people that popped up like 9 months ago, because they're new. I mean, it's like when you wake up, don't listen to anybody that just woke up. Listen to us, because we've been here for a long time. Yeah, well, why were you on YouTube for a long time? I tend to believe that the people that are real, the ones that really just woke up within the past couple years, will be on YouTube within the past couple of years. That's about it. And I think the guy has been training for this for 2 years, right? It's funny. It's funny. 2 years. It's very funny. Because April 9th would be my 2nd year of training for the same thing, just training to find the loopholes that are in there. And then, like, so for instance, when you were in your car and you have a machine gun, and I mean, it starts popping, it starts flashing, doesn't that mean it's shooting? Of course it's shooting. So if it's shooting at your door, shouldn't you see, like, your door be blown to, like, smithereens, and like bullets hitting the ground of ching 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 ching? Yeah, I've been training for 2 years, and I remember in the beginning I would post videos immediately, like just calling it the way it is when I see these events that take place on TV, and then people are like, what do you didn't even watch it or see it, or what's, you're so inconsiderate and stupid. Right. I'm the one that can see the bullshit when it's bullshit, and you're the one that can't see it, or you're paid to say those stupid words from your boss, the king of media. You might not know that he's your actual boss. Some people might not even know. I don't think anybody knows except for the ones that are his colleagues, like the flunky trolls that do work for Steve. They don't truly know who he is. Some people actually believe that he's like Jesus. Like I think a lot of people, I think that's why he keeps doing those videos, to try to prove that he's still Jesus, you know? Trying to prove that he's the Messiah. He is the Messiah. He's just the Messiah sent from Satan, that's all. Not the Messiah sent from God. And so he's acting like the Messiah sent from God when his works do not, it proves otherwise. Like your fruit, Steve, you can say all the good words you want, but your fruit, it's rotten right now. It's no good. So all these coincidences that are happening right now, and YouTube's gonna get shut down, and the AMTV guy, he's just, oh my God. We have a problem. And I mean, I'm not saying it is, but I think it's just me thinking critically off the top of my head. And because I think for myself that I think it looks like a script. Now, you gotta remember, guys, he's a mouthpiece for the elite. He's telling you it's a script. That's what he's telling you. He's telling you what he's supposed to tell you. And I'm telling you what they're saying and what they're trying to sweep under the rug. But everything is exposed. Everywhere I walk into, the room lights up, and I see those little cockroaches like, pyong! Nah, I seen you. I already count every one of you as before. As soon as I walked in, I seen all 49 of you cockroaches, okay? And I seen 7 of you went to the left, okay? And then 3 of you went north. And it's because there was 3 and there was 7, there was 10. And then there was like 39 left over. And then 39 was like the trigger point when, because Christ died at the age of 39 and a half. And so then there was 39 and a half cockroaches, and they were trying to sit still, and all of a sudden they went down south. All 39 of them went down south at the same time. So I was able to count all 49 of you freaking cockroaches that are trying to hide as soon as the light gets flicked on. And you can only hide for a split second. When that light shines into the room of the darkness, you see everything. You can see everything, you can count everything. You see what they're trying to sweep under the rug, you see what they're trying to hide in the closet. You can see the people preaching in the closet, trying to hide like they're not, you know what I mean? And so I want to thank Sheen and Nina for letting me know that there was a balloon popping in Michigan the very next day, like yesterday. The day after the Linwood thing, the Michigan thing happened. Stephen James lives in Linwood, Michigan. He's the king of media. And he said, "You'll never be on YouTube again, Robin." Let me just tell you this, all right? For anybody that doesn't know, I am looking forward to getting shut down from YouTube next week. I'm looking forward to it. Because, look, I'm just saying, I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying, hey, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys on the other side. You know, in Miami, starting June 1st. I'm going to see you guys on the other side. Because it continues to happen exactly according to God's plan. It's amazing that it's just amazing. I mean, it just is to know what they're doing, and then to see their entire plan just right there in my hand, like this. I see it. I'm like, oh, okay. So what's next? And then it's so blatantly obvious that it's actually a blessing, because God gave me something to do at the end times here, which is fun. It's actually fun to see it and then point it out and to know who's responsible for it, Steve. To know who's responsible for it, and then to know what their entire plan is, but then to know that God's plan is right after that. Because when you know, Isaiah 60 is a good chapter to read. It's a good chapter. Because it explains the Son. I believe that's the chapter, right? Down at the end. It explains the Son, and thy Son. Thy Son and the Son are two different, I mean, they are like exact opposites, like me and Steve. Exact opposites. Because one is explaining how the sun, there's no need for the sun anymore, or the moon. Then the other verse says, the sun will never set again, and the moon will never withdraw its shining anymore. Well, what do you mean? How? That doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't say the Son twice. It says the Son once, and thy Son, which is God's Son, the second time around. Daniel prays in chapter 9 to God, asking for him to cause his face to shine upon the land of the desolate. In many, many, many verses, it explains how God's face is like the sun, and it will shine, and the fear will come from the west as the sun goes in that direction. Right now, Steve is coming from the east to the west, because New Zealand, it's like lightning coming from the east to the west. Right, Steve? What's next? I'll have to look on the map. Mark my words, okay? It's going to be another incident in another time zone that's right next to New Zealand. Somewhere in that area. I think, is China near there? North Korea, China, I don't know, whatever. Coming from the east to the west as lightning. Because he's acting as God. And, you know, Satan fell to the earth as lightning, but he's also portraying Christ. You know, look, he's playing everybody in the Bible. I'm just showing you who he's playing and where he's at. So that's convenient, right? Coming from the east to the west. And then when he's done, let's see. When he's done going from the east to the west, then that's when the sun is going to go from the west to the east. You see? It's so damn easy and simple to understand. And then he has his, you know, he has many of people on YouTube that have big time subscribers, like Richie and AMTV and Kleck. They all have many. You got to understand this. They are Steve. They are his mouthpiece, and they know it. So, yeah, Steve's like, oh, I love when people try to stick up for him, like you agents. He's just a poor suffrage say. He only has like 100 subscribers. Who's even listening to him? Shut up. Shut up. You know damn well, okay? All the other people, it's the same as him. He is the writer, okay? Steve is the scribe. He scribes their words. And then he gets on here and there and shows some videos or whatever. You have an obsession there, Steve, with lying about a lot of things, but that's what you're supposed to do. So needless to say, I haven't believed shit 2 years ago, and it only confirms everything now. 2 years of being on YouTube, it's perfect. It's perfect timing. It's all I needed was 23 months, just about 2 years. And I found out who the Antichrist is, the Messiah, I know who the Messiah is, too. And I found all these things out just recently. That's why, at this time, if my channel gets shut down today, right now, at this moment, I'm fine with it. I'm good. I'm okay. Because I see the ending. I see straight through the wall that Trump and Steve are building. It's clear, right, what's on the other side of the wall. I see my future, where it's at. I spoke it into existence. It's just nonstop creating itself. And in the end of the power of this world, the struggle, in the end, God flicks the switch. And it happens the way I said it would happen, the way he gave me the information. And then from that point on, well, I mean, come on. What do you expect the elite to do? It's like, you think, well, man, they must something terrible has to happen to them in order to turn to God. Like mountains falling on their head and crumbling and everything like that. Well, how are mountains going to fall on them when we're still here, right? And we're not going to be touched. So that doesn't make sense either. It's shame. Think about it. All right? When I was in jail, I turned to God. Beforehand, I felt such shame for what I did and leaving my son behind. That's what turned me to God, was the shame. So when that son, the original one, appears in the sky at midnight when it's dark out and the elite's power is completely cut off, you know, right around May 24th or so, when that happens and the elite were told this, Steve, the main one, that's why I'm very grateful that I got your attention, because I needed to get your attention. To me, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, says, or whatever. Me, my heart, I believe 100% that who I say you are. Which means I should be afraid of you, right? But I'm not. Because I see the end result. And then also I see that you guys are going to be shameful. Shameful. That's why 7 days has to pass by. In order for you to feel the shame, you're going to remember everything that I said about what God's doing. And all I have to do is tell you what he's going to do. And then step back. Look, I'm not doing anything. My hands I haven't touched anything. There's no blood on my hands. I'm not abracadabraing, making fire come from heaven. I'm just telling you what God's going to do. And then when he does it, well, then I have the upper hand, don't I? In the meantime, you can say, man, whatever, man. Robin, he just thinks yeah, like that's going to happen. It's never happened before in the history of existence of creation. But, yeah, okay, after how many millions of gazillions of years have we been alive? Even though it's only been 13,030 since creation. But people want to look at it like millions of years. Fine, whatever. Think of it. Think of it as millions of years that went by. And I'm telling you what God's going to do on a specific date. What he's going to do with the sky that the elite have covered up completely. I want every person in the world to say, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Especially the elite. Because when it does happen, you're going to know that God, the Creator, you don't want to mess with him. Okay? And then you're going to give me what I want. And what I want is for you to share with everybody in the world, including the trolls and the agents that are working for you now. I want them to stop laboring with their deceitful plans, because they will. Because, look, when you guys see the sun appear out of nowhere, and it's not because, it's not even a miracle. It's like, God's just going to flick the switch. It's not that complicated. It's very simple what he's going to do. Just like it's simple for me to Just look around in the world and just see, like, okay, well, that's not real, and this is why it's not real, and I know who's behind it. And look, it's Linwood, and it's Michigan, and it's the king of media, and it's Nimrod, and it's the wounded-headed beast that did live to come to the end here. Yeah, Steve, your spirit has been around for a while. It has. I think mine has, too. Like, since the Ancient of Days. It's been here for a long time. We've been created since the foundations of the world, the beginning. And the Word, you know, was with God in the beginning. And we're just continuing on with the Word. The Word is coming out of my mouth. It's coming out of the mouth of the witnesses, the 2 witnesses. The tribe, the 12,000 of each 12 tribes, 144,000. So the end result is the elite turn back to God through shame. That's it. That's what's going to hurt you. That's the biggest. I mean, come on. You guys will be humbled. Your knee, well, both of them will drop to the ground. When that sun appears, your knees are going to drop. Because you guys weren't the ones that opened up the sky. God was the one that opened up the sky. And the shame sets in from that point on. You're going to remember all the shit that you guys tried to do to me. You're going to remember all the gang stalking tactics that you did to me. And you're going to feel bad about it. And you're going to turn to God after 7 full days, and you're going to repent. And I've already forgiven you for it. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to come to me begging me to forgive. I've already forgiven everybody in the entire world from the point of when you guys started to do whatever it is you're doing against me till the very last day. I've already forgiven you. These are already forgiven. Let's just move on. And also there's 3 main people that I want 3 people to be taken care of, all right? And because there's an intelligence level that I appreciate and that I trust. And so obviously Justin is the one that I need help from Justin with certain things that we need to, like, once this is all over with, how to organize and take care of the 7.7 billion people in the world. And Rob C. from over in California, I've already let him know. He talks a lot about you know, the financial situation here in America, and how the, you know, like the universal healthcare system should it should be the same way here in America that like it is in Canada, for instance. And it's like, those, I like where he's going with the way that he's thinking. His intelligence level is through the roof. I can't comprehend most of what his words, but I believe him. You know, I trust him with that. So I need him to help spread the wealth with his ideas. And Lars over there, I forget exactly where you are, but you know, baseaholic. So I want to put these names out there now, Steve. Okay, you're already gonna know. I mean, like I've already said, every one of my subscribers are very more than welcome to go down to Trump's International Beach Resort in Miami in June, starting June 1st, the first day, the first month of the first year that everything is cleansed. So all the subs are welcome. I'm not going to remember who all you guys are, but Steve will. Because once my channel's shut down, it's not like gone. It's still in their hands. They still have all the subs. They still have all the comments. You guys still got all the videos. You guys know. So when I say you guys are all invited, and you say, yeah, but how's that possible? You don't even have our number. Y'all don't have your number. It doesn't matter. Trust me. It does not matter. Steve knows. And when God flicks the switch, well, I get the upper hand in what goes on in the world. And until then, I don't have the upper hand. Once that happens, complete upper hand. And my hand is willing to share with everybody. And I know it's possible. There's plenty of meat to feed the world just here in America. Just right here in America. There's plenty of resources to go around. There's plenty of freaking robots that are already taking over, as if the way they're taking over with me is they're doing our labor. We get the rest from our labors. Robots get to take over. Robots in gas stations, robots control the red lights and the green lights. Robots make vehicles, robots make this, robots... Look, you go in Walmart, you don't even need a human anymore. You just go in and serve yourself. So it's the same way. You go in and you serve yourself. It'll be organized where, you know, people won't be overeating anymore either. It's because I look at it like everybody's going to have access to health, care, and activities and workout equipment and motivation. And then, yeah, I know I bust on the Andrew Nose and that lefty clown, right, for the cat napping. But the reality is, real life, when you don't have to sleep, like, because you got to wake up next morning and labor for 8 hours, so you got to sleep for 8 hours so you can labor for 8 hours, and then you get to live for 8 hours. I'm talking about living for 24 hours a day. When you don't have to sleep. Now, I'm still a little iffy because he says the sun will never have to go down again. It's probably meaning like the elite will never make our sun go down again. Not that the sun will stay lit for 24 hours a day, but that's a possibility too. Because maybe the sun was never meant to go down. You know? But then what about the moon? Well, I don't know, I'm still a little iffy, like I said. But I think that either way, when you don't have to wake up to go to work and be a slave, well, then you can just, you can catnap, right? Look at the dog, like I look at my dog, Bowie. He just naps. He only sleeps at night because we sleep at night. But during the day, he just naps. The cats, they nap, they get up, they go, do. As soon as it's like time to go up, he's up, he's out, he's energized, flying. Hurry up, time to go in. He wants to hurry up and go in. Then hurry up and go lay down. Hurry up. Because he lives in the moment. That's where we're going to start living, in the moment. Time won't have time anymore. There won't be clocks. There's no need for time. Because it's eternal. So what do you need time for? So when you live your life the way you're supposed to, which is natural, this is not natural. Sleeping 8 hours a day is not natural. Waking up, going to work for 8 hours a day, not natural. Only having 8 hours a day to live, it's not freaking natural. When Adam and Eve, when man and woman were created, did they have to labor immediately? Or did they do whatever they wanted to do in a perfect world? They slept, they napped, they woke up, they did whatever they wanted to do. That's how it's going to be again in the end. So, that's all. Everything's fake. They purposely show you things like getting out of the door and shooting the door. They purposely do that. They purposely spin one wheel while it's up on an angle like this, and because front wheel drive cars, if you put your foot on the gas and you're going, well, at the very least, this wheel over here is going to be like, as the other one's like they spun like the what's Bob Barker? What's that show called? Shit. Anyway, they spin the big wheel. That's what it looked like. It's like, and action. And they're getting ready to pull them out. The wheel's still. It ain't moving. And then all of a sudden it's like, come on, man. Come on. They do it on purpose so you can see. And that's what Steve does. He drops breadcrumbs. And I'm telling you, this is the game. It's the who wants to be America's next top interpreter. I mean, I did that video probably 6 months ago or something. But now it's like who can find the breadcrumbs and put it together and tell us what we're doing. And that's what represents King Nebuchadnezzar there, that he has this dream and he kind of forgot it a little bit, so he needed his sorcerers to tell him what it was at that time and interpret it, and he couldn't. So that's why they need somebody to interpret what they're doing, because they said the Bible's not real, but we're going to play it out. We're going to play these end times out, and look, if it is real, then somebody's going to be able to tell us what we're doing. And not only that, they're going to be able to tell us what we're doing, but they're also going to be able to tell us what God is going to do too. And then in the end, what that person says that God's going to do, if he does it, fine. Then we'll turn to God, okay? We'll listen to his God then. But in the meantime, whatever. I mean, we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to drop breadcrumbs everywhere. And if the Bible's true, somebody will be able to tell us that. Now, I'm not saying I'm the only one that's able to tell the elite what their script is, because a lot of you guys have already known that. I'm just telling you, I know what God's going to do with the sky in the end. So that's the trump card. Not only is it what you're telling the elite what they're doing, but it has to come to pass that what you say that God's going to do, that he does. Because this crap in the sky, it's all fake. So when God is done with their electric and it goes bzzzt, well, of course, our original sky is going to open back up, right? New Jerusalem is going to come down from heaven, because it's like, there's our new sky. Oh, Elohim, we're all gods. All the, man, I can see it now already. I see Steve's mouthpieces. I see them all. I see the coincidences with everything, with the balloons and everything. It's a caption with your balloons, and the balloons popping in Michigan scare a false flag shooting event, then another shooting event in Linwood Mosque on Linwood Ave, coming from the east to the west as lightning. And then from the west, the sun's going to rise and go to the east. And for the next few